Hello everyone, and welcome to my year project titled Procedurally Generated Storylines and World for a Roguelike Mobile Game. Bit of an introduction to my project is that games usually have linear storylines, meaning that once you played through them for one time, if you want to play through them again, the storyline doesn't change, it's exactly the same. And this can often become a bit boring if you have to play a game over and over again with the same storyline. Other games used random generation to kind of like change this up and then allow players to have a new experience each time they play a new game. But often the problem with these types of games is that they do not have storylines, or they also have some sort of linear storyline which kind of gets repetitive and boring after a while. So my Meyer project aims to change all of that by providing new stories each time a player wants to start a new game. So a bit more about my artifact is that it's an Android application, and its main goal is to generate quests that are different each time they are created. The system is meant to be used and integrated into new or existing roguelike games to help them generate new quests each time a player starts a new game. Let's have a quick overview of what the system looks like and how it works. We start off with a few motivations, for instance knowledge, comfort, and justice. According to these motivations, different story fragments can be chosen in order to generate the quests. Each story fragment is a blueprint that has a story and a sequence of actions that need to be performed by the player in order to complete the quest. Then my application has a database full of locations, items, enemies, and NPCs, and this is then used and pulled into the story fragment in order to generate the randomly generated quest. This is the Android application that was built as a solution for my year project. It utilizes the quest generation algorithm that I built in order to randomly create quests. Let's have a look. Dear adventurer, I need you to help me interview someone in the Dwarven City. Go to the Dwarven City and talk to the shopkeeper. Afterwards, go to the caves and tell the plague doctor all that you have learned. You will be rewarded for your efforts. Let's accept this quest. The generator now has given us a sequence of actions that the player needs to perform in order to complete this quest. Let's go ahead and complete them. Let's go to the Dwarven City. Afterwards, let's go listen to the shopkeeper. Then we need to travel to the caves. In the caves, we find the plague doctor, and then we tell him all that we've learned. Well done, adventurer. Thank you for completing the quest. As promised, here is your reward. The player is then rewarded with some experience and gold. The gold and experience gained can be seen at the top of the screen. Let's have a look at the navigation menu. This can take the user to the different screens of the application. You have the locations, items, enemies, NPCs, motives, and story fragment screens. The locations, items, enemies, and NPCs represent the data used when generating a quest. Let's have a look. These are the locations that's currently being used to generate quests. We can edit these locations to be something else. Let's make the Dwarven City the Elven City. Let's also add a new location that can be used to generate quests. Let's add the dungeon. Similarly, we can go to the item screen to add, edit, or delete any items that's being used to generate quests. We can do the same for the enemies and NPCs screens as well. Let's add a new motivation that can be used to generate a quest. Let's add fear. Now, let's get to the story fragment screen. These are the current story fragments being used to generate quests. Again, a story fragment is a blueprint that's used to determine the sequence of actions that the player needs to perform in order to complete the quest. Let's go and create a new story fragment that can be used to generate a quest. First, we need to determine the sequence of actions that the player needs to perform in order to complete this quest. Let's go and add an action. Let's say the player needs to go to a specific location. Afterwards, the player needs to listen to an NPC. Then, the player needs to go and kill an enemy. Afterwards, the player needs to report back to an NPC to complete the quest. I'm not sure if I like this listen action. Let's go and delete this. We can also rearrange these actions in any way. Let's look at what dialogue needs to be shown when starting the quest. Before we write the quest dialogue, Take a special note of the location, enemy, and NPC buttons above the input field. They can be used as templates, which the quest generator algorithm will use to fill in the location, enemy, and NPC for these actions. Let's write the following quest. The people of location 1 are afraid of the enemy. Please go and kill it. Afterwards, speak to NPC and your reward. Similarly, you can go down and create a quest completed message. Thank you for killing the enemy. The people of location 1 can live in peace. Here is your reward. Now we can choose a motivation that will be tied to this story fragment. Let's choose the fear motive we had earlier. Let's give this quest a name. Kill fearful enemy. Whoops, I made a mistake here. Kill fearful enemy. Let's save the story fragment. We can now use the story fragment to generate quests. Now let's go back to the quest generation screen to use this new story fragment to generate a quest. The people of the town are afraid of the rat. Please go and kill it. Afterwards, speak to the townsfolk to claim your reward. Let's go to the town, and then we go and kill the rat. Afterwards, let's speak to the townsfolk. Thank you for killing the rat. Now the people of the town can live in peace. Here's your reward. We've leveled up. You received the following: 19 experience and 4 gold. This concludes my demonstration of my Meyer project, where I've created an Android application that utilizes a quest generation algorithm to generate procedurally generated quests. Thank you.